Welcome back to Twilight Love Bites. Twihards suspect that Edward Cullen and Bella Swan's love affair is not just fantasy, but a real-life reality. And now, the tabloids are covering Robert and Kristen's every move.
Rob, it's your birthday coming up. You got any special plans for your birthday?
Even their impromptu visit to a Vancouver vintage clothing shop sent fans running to the blogs.
Oh my God!
They were here for probably an hour and a half, shopping around. The rest of the people in the store started noticing them more as they put their stuff up to pay. And everybody kind of went crazy. Girls running out of the change room, half dressed, trying to get pictures.
Like this photo a fan took of the hoodie Robert purchased for Kristen, which immediately became a viral web hit.
The whole counter was full of stuff.
And we learned that Rob spent $2,000 on clothes for Kristen, just one of the many robsten romance clues they've been leaving. And here's another moment that keeps us guessing.
What are your top 5 reasons why it's great to be Bella?
I don't know. I get to kiss Edward Cullen.
Kissing your co-star? That's the first thing that popped into your mind?
And, I don't know.
Here's what Rob said when we asked him the same question.
We want to ask you, what are your top 5 reasons why it's great to be Edward Cullen?
You can kiss Kristen Stewart.
Coincidence? Or compelling proof of an off-camera romance?
I get to kiss Edward Cullen.
You can kiss Kristen Stewart.
Kiss me.
These days, the media frenzy has caused Rob and Chris to be a little more careful about what they say, like in our recent Case 2 interview.
I know that if I say something in this interview right now, that it's going to follow me around forever, and I don't want that.
So, we've got to go back to when Rob and Chris were more talkative. Back to our interview from April '08 for even more clues that Rob and Chris might have been falling for each other.
Have you guys bonded over any favorite movies, favorite books, favorite authors, anything like that?
Last Tango in Paris.
You know, Last Tango in Paris is a 70s film so steamy, it originally carried an X rating.
That's kind of what we're basing the entire relationship on, in a lot of ways, for Twilight.
Really, Robert? X-rated inspiration for Twilight? Next, Rob and Kristen let their guards down and showed how intimate their relationship really was.
Yeah, did I? Yeah. We don't really get on at all. At all.
Is that something you'd do for a co-star you claim is just a friend? Yeah, a boyfriend, maybe.
Sounds really
Yummy.
After that interview hit MTV.com, fans everywhere suspected Robert and Kristen were in love, just like Edward and Bella.
Dumb.
Coming up, we reveal even more relationship clues, as eyewitnesses claim the Twilight prom scene was even hotter off-camera than it was on the big screen. And our sit-down with a Vancouver local who spills the dirt on Robsten.
Completely intimate, like she's hanging all over him.
Plus,
Do vampires have sex?
Robert and Kristen talk dirty. Stay tuned. On the eve of the November 20th release of New Moon, our curiosity about Robsten is at its highest. Let's look back one last time to their first ever on-set interview for some final hints that their movie romance may be the real thing.
Along those lines, we put something up on the website asking for questions for you guys, and the #1 question that they all wanted asked.
Do vampires have sex?
You can answer that one too. Do they?
A little sex on the brain, huh, Kristen?
Oh no, wait, what was your question?
The #1 question was for you, what it's like kissing him.
His teeth are pretty sharp. It's great. I like it. It's cool.
It's great, you like it, and it's cool? Sounds like you two have had some practice.
They also were debating whether Edward and Bella would French kiss.
Oh.
More of a Chilean kiss.
Is Rob trying to impress her with bad humor?
What's that?
What does that mean?
Just wasn't funny.
Because we didn't get it.
No, whenever we kiss, I just try and kill her all the time.
And I love that.
That first interview's got some serious hints of a real-life romance. But there's still no smoking gun. The closest thing we've seen? The famous photos of Robsten holding hands at a Paris airport. And as soon as those pics hit, they were all over gossip blogs. Clearly, Robert and Kristen's private lives have turned into a multi-million-dollar tabloid industry.
How was dinner, guys? Did you have a good time?
And while shooting in Vancouver, it didn't make life easy for either one of them.
In Vancouver, Rob and Kristen were elusive, highly elusive. Even when you know where they are, which I did, they're elusive. Keeps people like myself racing after them at all times to get the shot. It kind of turns it into a frenzy. Rob, I caught him out once by himself. It was all over for him from there. He didn't try and run. He didn't like pull anything in front of his face or whatever. He was just like, yeah, you caught me, so took it like a champion. Kristen, on the other hand, she'll hide. She wants private time. She just wants none of it.
The paparazzi are hell-bent on catching them on camera.
Rob and Kristen's relationship, they're together. I mean, like, I know that firsthand. Unfortunately, they haven't been caught dead in that, like, specific moment of, like, being intimate off set. There's no proof in the pudding unless there's pictures taken, right? Came super close. It was one of the last times they went out. They went out to Pinky's Steakhouse.
The paparazzi tends to be pretty on them. It's disturbing to the other guests, and we didn't want that happening here.
I was the first pap on the scene.
This gentleman walks in with a camera, walks almost immediately up to their table, and goes to start taking pictures.
They're engaged in intimate activity.
At that point, my assistant manager hustled them out the door.
No proof.
Coming up, was the most romantic scene in Twilight also the site where Robsten fell in love?
There was a lot of kissing and practicing, let's put it that way.
And we'll sum up all the clues in the case of the rumored Robsten romance.
They have a sexual tension that you can feel it.
Don't move.